Thank God it's Friday. Monday's a brand new start. Wednesday, you're halfway home, and Thursday, the weekend's not far. Saturday and Sunday, you hang with your friends. What can you say about Tuesday? Nothing, not a damn thing. Tuesday bites, Tuesday sucks, Tuesday blows, go away. Tuesday's crap, Tuesday's lame, Tuesday's dumb, go away. Tuesday, Saturday and Sunday, you hang with your friends. But what can you say about Tuesday?
It's time to mow again.
Nothing.
I woke up 100% humidity, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit steamy today, but not as warm as it has been. 83 for a high in our area with a mix of sun and clouds. No rain in the forecast today.
Some drizzle, I think, this morning. That's a possibility.
All right, I got a
little drizzle, maybe.
Is it drizzly?
Not right. It's so humid, though. You know what I mean? Like, it could happen at any moment.
Cooling off a bit tomorrow with a high of
Yes.
just 80 degrees and some clouds, and then some sunshine returning on Thursday with a high, again, of 80.
Yeah, and the humidity goes way down. So.
Lots to get to. Our good friend Grant Bills of the Wisco Sports Show is back from his fishing trip. We'll talk to him just after 8 o'clock, see how things went. Saw a couple of pictures of him holding...
Big fish.
Not so big, but fish.
Impressive trout. I think that was impressive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're the expert when it comes to impressive
I am not the expert,
trouts?
but a trout or a big trout is much smaller than a
One of them
northern
didn't look
bass.
very big. One of them looked rather
wait.
petite. We'll see how it went. Grant Bills in Montana with his broken foot, doing some fishing for the last week. But
Yep.
he's going to join us just after 8 o'clock this morning. We'll let you know what's new on New Release Tuesday. It's National Potato Day. We're going to talk about some of our favorite potato dishes. And, of course, if you want to join us, find us online at rockmornings.com. Download the free 95.7 The Rock app or the free 92.9 The X app. Your chance to send us voicemails and images and videos if you got something happening. Traffic update, right? You're somewhere and there's an accident or something. You want to send that to us. You
Or
can
something fun, too.
do that right through the app. Yeah. All that's right there on the free 92.9 The X app or the free 95.7 The Rock app. Sleep Theory and some Trapped coming up in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Vernon County Sheriff Roy Torgerson said that the person they'd been looking for this weekend is now in custody in Rochester. The guy's name is Nathan Gossman. He's from Canton, Minnesota. He was able to elude authorities after he sped off in his vehicle when the Viroqua Police Department tried to take him into custody on Friday night. Crashed near Retreat, was able to hide from authorities. Early Saturday morning, a pickup truck that was stolen from the town of Wheatland. Sheriff Torgerson said evidence pointed to Gossman as the person who took the truck. It was recovered earlier yesterday in Rochester, and at about 7:45 last night, Sheriff Torgerson said Gossman was in custody and being held at the Olmsted County Adult Detention Center. Said the Sheriff's Office and Viroqua Police are both filing charges against him with the Vernon County District Attorney's Office. He'll be extradited back to Wisconsin to face those charges, but now he's in custody.
Yeah, I saw yesterday that at least they had found the truck, but they were still looking for him, and now they've found both.
A sergeant for the Jackson County Sheriff's Office charged with reckless injury after he fired 22 shots at a chase suspect's vehicle, ending in a paralyzation of the driver. La Crosse County District Attorney's Office filing the complaint against Sergeant Stan Eddington with one count of second-degree reckless injury. Special agents from the state's Department of Criminal Investigation gathering evidence that was then presented to the District Attorney's Office. The incident happened back in May near Hickston in Jackson County. The complaint vehicle... the criminal complaint said that the domestic incident with the mother, the 17-year-old male, then left their home in her vehicle, later found by deputies, and rather than pulling over, the victim fled the scene. At times, the pursuit reached 80 to 100 miles per hour. Vehicle eventually stopped after going off the road. Sergeant Eddington and Deputy Joshua Damansk got out of their vehicles to try to get the victim to surrender. Instead, the Sergeant Eddington said the victim started backing up with pedal-to-the-metal speed towards the deputies' vehicles. It ended up hitting the deputy's car and knocking it backwards. He told investigators he believed that Demansk had been run over by the victim's vehicle and was possibly being dragged underneath the car. It was at that point Eddington said he began firing his handgun into the back windshield of the victim's car, recalled emptying his entire magazine, reloading, and then firing again. As this was happening, the victim's vehicle accelerated, moved a short distance away from the squad cars, coming to rest in a ditch. The complaint said that Demansk later told investigators he'd gotten into his squad when he saw the victim backing up. He felt a slight bump when their vehicle struck. Demansk then put his squad into reverse and hit Sergeant Eddington's squad car, so it was kind of like a bumper car situation there. But, yeah, this guy has now been charged with reckless injury.
It sounds like a very dramatic scene happening, and you don't know what's going on, who's doing what, and what's happening, and how do I keep my coworker and fellow deputy safe.
Years of discussion coming to a close. Work on Carson Park is going to happen. Some of the upgrades are expected to get started in the next couple of months.
Well, that's exciting.
The Eau Claire Express, of course, play there. Yep. Their managing partner said it's hard to believe we're at this point because it's a discussion that started long before COVID. The Eau Claire City Council approving $1.6 million of capital improvement funds to go towards Carson Park. That's on top of another $400,000 already raised in local donations. Looks like improvements are going to be new dugouts and bleachers along the first and third base sides. A representative from the Eau Claire Express said it's going to make a great difference to all the users of Eau Claire baseball in Carson Park.
Sure.
No matter where
all
you played school baseball,
coming.
It was a circle that date when you got your chance to play at Carson Park. So, yeah, obviously a ballpark that's been there for a long time that is in desperate need of some upgrades and some improvements. So, looks like that's going to be happening starting in the very near future.
That is exciting.
You've bought school supplies. We actually talked about this last week. Went back and looked at your school supply list from 2012. This is something they actually do in Massachusetts. In New Hampshire, there's no sales tax. So what a lot of people in Mass do is they just go over the border to buy all their school supplies. So Massachusetts instituted a tax-free holiday. So people can shop as they're getting ready to go back to school and save on the taxes, at least, the sales tax on things like book bags and pencils and all that stuff. Brad Pfaff, Democrat from Alaska, along with Representative Jenna Jacobson from Oregon, both introducing legislation to create a back-to-school sales tax holiday aiming to ease some of the cost burden facing families as they purchase clothing and school supplies for the school year. Brad Pfaff releasing a statement saying, quote, "I have 2 grown children. I know just how expensive it can be to get the family ready to return for the school year. A back-to-school tax-free holiday is just one way that we can help parents keep more of their hard-earned cash in their pockets." And you can read more about that legislation online if you want to give it a Google. But looking at maybe doing some sort of 3-day weekend thing, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right before school gets started in Wisconsin, so you can go out and save a couple of bucks.
Yeah, and select items that are like clothing and footwear and typical school supplies, so pens, backpacks. Some states even include computers and accessories up to a price cap, but we wouldn't be alone. Arkansas, Connecticut, Florida, Iowa, Maryland, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, and West Virginia, just a few of the states that already do this. Typically in the beginning of August, they see it, like you said, a 3-day weekend, or even a few weeks. They leave a window of a couple weeks open.
Yesterday, Novo Nordisk announced that U.S. patients can now get a month's supply of Ozempic, the diabetes drug that everybody's using for weight loss, for only $499 for those who pay for their medications on their own and don't go through insurance. That comes as President Donald Trump is pressuring drug makers to lower their costs, which have long been a major healthcare headache for Americans. He and lawmakers have called out the popular but pricey GLP-1 drugs, which are used for diabetes and weight loss, noting that they are much more expensive in the U.S. than in other countries. So Novo Nordisk, which is making the Ozempic, carries a list price of just under $1,000, and now it looks like slashing those prices in half if you're paying in cash, right, and you're not going through insurance. So, look, if you're a person that uses that and you can save half, on your prescription, then you're going to take it, right?
Of course.
Hurricane Erin forcing tourists to cut their vacation short on the North Carolina Outer Banks. Even though the monster storm is expected to stay offshore, they're also evacuations ordered on some barrier islands along the Carolina coast as authorities warned the storm could turn up some dangerous rip currents and swamp roads with waves of 15 feet Tropical storm and surge watches
Yikes.
issued yesterday for the much of the Outer Banks. Officials at the Wrightsville Beach, which is near Wilmington, North Carolina, reported to the National Weather Service rescuing at least 60 swimmers from rip currents on Monday alone.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. That's stupid. That's dumb. You're an idiot. Get out of the water, dude.
Yeah,
I get it. The waves and you want to surf and it's cool, but now you're like taxing these emergency services, which have better things to do than rescue your stupid ass.
Absolutely. Unless the
when
rip
you
currents,
made the choice, and it's not like, you're just,
Well, unless the rip currents came out of nowhere. They didn't have red flags.
I don't know,
out
dude. There's a tropical storm and a hurricane coming to town. Get out of the water.
Absolutely. I
Rule
understand.
number one.
60 people. Oh, my gosh. What a busy, busy day.
Tourists and residents waiting for hours in a line of cars at one of the ferries, the docks, waiting to get on the ferry and get across and get out of town. And yeah, right now it's Category 3 as far as I know. Don't know if they'll send Jim Cantori, but my wife's probably going to start watching Weather Channel today. Weather porn. She loves it. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We got sports coming up in a bit. Our buddy Grant Bill's going to join us later on. We'll let you know what's new on New Release Tuesday. And, of course, if you want to join us, you can find us online at rockmornings.com. You can also download either the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app. They're both free. Mm-hmm. And you can listen to the program live on those two apps. You can also get in touch with us with voicemails and images and
know
videos.
when your family's going back to school. I know a lot of kids are headed back on Thursday, but maybe some are going earlier or later. And if you've got a big stack of back-to-school supplies, as we were talking about, let us know about when your family's going back.
Sleep Theory, Static.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Trapped with Headstrong, always a good read on social media.
They have opinions.
Wow. Not only does he have opinions, I think it's mostly the lead singer.
Yeah.
But fans and former fans and basically anybody on the internet's got opinions too. So
They
it's
like
always
to poke and
it's always a good read. Always a good read. If you're looking, if you're like searching around, look. Occasionally you get lucky, you hit a pot of gold, right? Officer Thick Booty with the pants. Remember the comments on that guy?
Yes.
But if you're ever, you can't find one of those, you just go right to Trap's social media feeds, and there should be some gold, some comedy gold right there. Brewers over the Cubs yesterday in the day game, 7-0.
Popped him up, left field. Collins coming in. Collins under it. Makes the catch, and the Brewers shut out the Cubs 7-0 in game one of the doubleheader.
A frustrating start to the day for the Cubs.
Brewers picked up the 7-0 win over the Cubs in the afternoon. The scheduled night game, however, washed away by a storm that swept across the north side of Chicago rather than try to wait things out. The game was rescheduled as part of a split doubleheader for today.
Just keep kicking that can down the road.
Yeah, the tentative first pitch times of 1:20 this afternoon, 7:05 tonight for the doubleheader between the Cubs and the Brew Crew. NFL last night, wrapping up week 2 of the preseason. The Bengals over the Commanders, 31-17 on Monday Night Football. Final week of the NFL preseason begins Thursday with Pittsburgh at Carolina, 6 o'clock on the NFL Network. We'll see what happens there with North Carolina and the hurricane and all that stuff if they postpone that or move it or something. The other game on Thursday night is the Patriots at the Giants, 7 o'clock. That'll be on Prime Video. Then the Vikings are at Tennessee on Friday at 7 p.m. And the Packers host Seattle on Saturday at 3 p.m. on the NFL Network.
Go, Pack, go!
And then we'll have a little break, a week off, and then regular-ass football kicks off the following week as we get into September. Joe Flacco will open up the season as the Browns starting QB. The team made the announcement yesterday. Flacco entering his 18th NFL season. Also going to start in the team's preseason finale against the Rams at home on Saturday. Coach Kevin Stefanski said he would treat the game as a dress rehearsal for the regular season. Flacco didn't play in Cleveland's first 2 preseason games. Browns will host the Bengals in Week 1. And NASCAR signing O'Reilly Auto Parts to be the title sponsor of the Xfinity Series beginning next year.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Series will be known as the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series beginning in 2026. Marks the end of the Xfinity sponsorship for NASCAR's number 2 series. Xfinity has sponsored that since 2015, a lengthy relationship there with Xfinity, but now it's going to be the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
2 Brewer games today, huh?
Yeah, 1:20 and 7:05, so have fun with that.
Reschedule, cancel, reschedule.
Wow.
You have to. Weather,
man. What are you going to do?
Yep.
Sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to some Evanescence and Day to Remember in a few minutes. Plus, we'll let you know what's new on New Release Tuesday. Grant Pills will join us just after 8 o'clock, and looks like maybe some drizzle in our area.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Some this morning. It should end by early this afternoon. Very, very humid, 100%. Not as warm as you mentioned as yesterday. But this afternoon, I heard some clearing and getting ready for what should be a relatively nice rest of the week. But today, a little bit gray and drizzly this morning, anyway.
All right, we'll get to that. Evanescence next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
And now a mom's thoughts while dropping her kid off on the first day of school.
Poor Timmy. I can tell by the way his eyes are watering up that he's scared. Should I tell him not to worry? No, if I talk, I'll start crying. I mean, sure, it's tears of joy because I'm finally getting the little parasite out of my hair long enough to day drink. But he may think, oh no, Mommy's sad, and have a bigger meltdown than that time I didn't spring for toppings at Menchie's. Sorry, kid, the world doesn't owe you rainbow sprinkles. Where was I? Oh yeah, the first day of school. I'll just give him an extra hand squeeze to let him know Mommy's here for you. Except between 8 and 3 Monday through Friday, when you're Mrs. Wilson's problem.
Yeah.
And that was a mom's thoughts while dropping her kid off on the first day of school.
A friendly reminder to be on the lookout for kids inside, crosswalks and on the side of the road, walking around, riding their bikes, getting ready to go back to school, excited, maybe not paying attention. Slow down, get off your phone, pay attention.
Mm-hmm. Couple, some districts have a couple more weeks to enjoy. I believe Eau Claire doesn't start until after the holiday weekend coming up, where I know La Crosse School District starts this Thursday. So it varies greatly depending on where you are. Some kids are already back in school, as we learned from some of our friends who are parents. So,
but yeah, be on the lookout for kids this time of year, obviously, as they get ready to go back to school. Fresh backpack. New clothes, want to show off, run into their friends, check out my sneaks.
Go so fast. I run so fast in these.
Yeah. Television tonight, a new episode of America's Got Talent, the quarterfinals on NBC. Also, episode 3 of Alien Earth on FX.
Collision imminent. Collision's here. Collision imminent.
This ship collected 5 different life forms from the darkest corners of the universe. Each one a unique, deadly species.
We can do it. We're fast.
Monsters.
Just started watching it yesterday, saw episode 1.
And?
So far, so good. I mean, you got to get into it, obviously, a little bit before you can really...
needs to build, 3 episodes before you get
This will be the 3rd episode on FX on Hulu tonight for Alien Earth. Also, the 1% Club, new episode of that on Fox. New episode of The Snake on Fox, game shows. And the premiere of Songs and Stories with Kelly Clarkson tonight on NBC.
Kelly Clarkson!
Jonas Brothers are Kelly Clarkson's first guests in a 4-episode mini-series. Her upcoming guests are Gloria Estefan, Lizzo, and Teddy Swims. So, Songs and Stories with Kelly Clarkson tonight on NBC. Late-night shows are all repeats except for Kimmel. He's new, being guest hosted this week by Tiffany Haddish. She's going to be talking to Adam Scott and Lauren Spencer Smith. Kimmel also coming out in defense of Stephen Colbert, his buddy, talking about the reports that they were losing $40 million a year on the show and all that stuff. Meanwhile, Kimmel's on vacation all damn summer. And he became an Italian citizen, right? Didn't he?
Oh, did he?
I think he got
Dual
Italian
citizenship or something?
He's so scared of Trump, he decided to take his family to Italy. New release Tuesday, if you want to pick up a DVD. Here's a movie that my wife and I just watched. It's called Bring Her Back. It's rated R. It stars Billy Barrett and Sally Hawkins, Misha Haywood. A brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at a secluded home of their new foster mother.
I think there's something wrong with Laura.
Oh my God, what is it?
we can bring her back.
What are you doing?
I'm supposed to report how safe and reliable you are. So stay safe, stay reliable, yeah?
A little bit thick on the accents. Makes it tough to watch. You really got to focus on that with your hearing unless you can, But for me, I had to really focus on the accents because I have trouble picking those up a little bit. It's in English, obviously, but younger is like a 17-year-old brother and his blind sister. The dad dies. They witness the death, essentially, and then they go to live with a foster mom.
Foster mom or stepmom?
Foster mom. No word on what happened to the mom and the whole thing. It's produced by or made by the A24 people who make all these really good psychological horror films. It was okay. It was good. Yeah. There's some, jump scares, and there's some bloody violence, and there's some weirdness, and, some cult tinge.
Twists and turns, you don't see coming.
Yeah, so it's called Bring Her Back, and it's rated R, and it's new on DVD today for new release Tuesday. Also, Season 2 of NCIS Sydney, a movie called The Last Anniversary, a mystery that touches on family matters, motherhood, and those women whose legacy defines the generations that blossom after them. It's called The Last Anniversary. And also on DVD today for new release Tuesday, a movie called The Rooster. Stars Hugo Weaving. When the body of his oldest friend is found buried in a shallow grave, a guy named Dan, who is a small-town cop, seeks answers from a hermit, played by Hugo Weaving, who may have been the last person to see his friend alive. It's called The Rooster, and it's on DVD today. Also, Season 4 of The Boys on DVD today.
I look back at my life, and all I see are the messes I made. And I ain't got time to fix it. I can do one thing right with the time I got left. But I can't do it alone. I can't do it without you.
This country is corrupt beyond repair. So we gotta save it. It's not gonna be easy. We'll have to do some terrible things. For the greater good. You'll no longer be beloved celebrities. You will be wrathful gods. Show me a little wrath.
Season 4 of The Boys on DVD today for new release Tuesday. Are you watching that show?
But everyone else in my house is, I think.
You should, yeah.
I've heard nothing but
it's
positive
awesome.
stuff. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to keep up sometimes because it's just so like off the charts crazy. Yeah. The Boys Season 4. Also, I saw this on Barstool the other day, and there's not a lot of information about it. There's some posts on Reddit. There's a little bit of information about this, but speaking of game shows, there's a game show in Germany where they do unusual challenges.
I bet.
And one of them is women battling against each other to return their shopping cart to the corral from various distances.
Like a shopping cart challenge?
Yes. So you've got the shopping cart.
Okay.
And the shopping cart corral, let's say, is in front of you 10 feet, 20 feet, 50 feet.
Are
various
there obstacles?
As far as I know, there is not. But, as well as I do, the wheel could turn. You could hit something on the floor. It could easily go astray. And it's a very, very popular game show, apparently, in Germany, but I did not find a lot of information about it.
Richtig, also jetzt, aber vielleicht... Kommt er noch? Nein. So. Ja. Yes, 100.000 Euro.
Und der ist drinne!
Ja. Wichtig.
So this is, there was another episode of this where you're trying to cut a pretzel in half exactly 50-50, and they're really focused.
Pretzel exactly.
Well, then they weigh it and they measure it and all the things, right? And if you do
exact,
you move on or whatever. But celebrities apparently and wives of famous people playing each other in this weird German game show that apparently is on at 3 a.m. in Germany. I have no idea, but it looks awesome. It's like those crazy Japanese ones you see on the Ocho, where they got to climb the lubed up staircases.
That I get a little bit more. So is this just, like getting it
But I think this is a legitimate game show, and but the corral is, it's barely wider than a shopping cart, and I think they move back 10 feet every time to try to get this thing in there. And again, there was a story on Barstool about it. Oh,
they're letting it roll in there.
Yeah, what did you think I was talking about?
I thought you meant like they were like racing each other.
No. They're like 20 feet away, and they got to push this thing and let it go and hope that it glides right in and gets into the corral. And then they move them back further and further.
Okay.
It's a scene,
I thought they
man.
were running with I'm going fast and knocking each other over to get to the corral, but
no.
It's
not
like
curling.
Curling.
Kind of.
It's like curling with shopping carts.
Anyways, if you haven't seen it,
man, they're good.
Barstool has got a post about it from a few days ago called Sport of the Future, Old German Ladies Returning Shopping Carts. It's pretty funny.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Audio Slave, like a stone, rest in peace, Chris Cornell. Ohio State Trooper catching it all on body cam footage. Kevin, the escaped peacock. Trying to get Kevin back to its rightful place.
They make a very loud noise.
Yes, they do. And
scary, almost.
Probably first time, maybe last time,
Kevin,
this Ohio State trooper will ever encounter a peacock. The Ohio State Highway Patrol helping to wrangle an escaped peacock, return it to its owner. This is back on July 10th. Loose peacock spotted on the property of the OSHP Lisbon Post, whatever the hell that is. And the officer shows up and had the body cam footage on as he tried to corral Kevin. Found out the peacock's name was Kevin.
Here, Kevin.
This is a lost peacock. 6 has the owner en route. We're just going to try and keep it on the post property.
Kevin, you need to go back to them. Kevin, do not come here. Kevin's coming back your way.
42 Lisbon, be advised, Kevin is attempting to flee. Oh, Kevin is thrilled.
That is Trooper Derek Bassinger. Didn't let Kevin get the best of him. Walking through the woods, trying to corral Kevin, get him to go in the direction.
Peacock.
Kevin's feathers all fluffing around in the back. There's another couple of people there trying to help him out. Yeah. Able to keep the bird contained. Dispatchers contacting the owners of the peacock, and Kevin was missing for 2 weeks before they were able to get their hands on him and get him back.
That guy was having a little adventure, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he's okay now. He was only missing for 2 weeks, unlike this dog that was missing for 6 years.
Oh, man, these stories are just weird. Was it in the woods, living on its own? Or did
Firefighters in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, saved a German Shepherd, got stuck in a canal on August 5th. All right, so one of these water, runoff drains or whatever.
Like a drainage
Turned out she belonged to somebody. Her name is Bella. Went missing 6 years ago. Now back home with her owners, safe and sound. Bella, the German Shepherd, rescued by the Fort Lauderdale Fire Department.
And then it's found through probably some sort of tagging and
microchip. Scanned Bella for a microchip. Learned she had been implanted in 2018 after locating the dog's adopters. God. Officials reuniting the long-lost canine with her family, who she immediately recognized,
I'm sure.
FYI. The video is...
is it one of those?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Very heartwarming.
So they don't know where she was. If she was living with another family and escaped from there.
Escaped, got away. You just hope, well, she looked like she was in pretty good shape,
That's
too.
What I'm saying. Like someone else
Maybe
found
not
her.
necessarily living off the, the land or so to speak. But and have you heard of the Dad Letter Project?
No.
Well, we've seen the YouTube channels where a guy who's a father posts videos teaching people who maybe don't have access to a dad simple things like how to tie a tie. Dad stuff, right? How to change a light bulb, how to do all these things that dads might teach you how to do. This is kind of similar, and it was started by a woman in Ohio last month, and it's already blowing up. 30-year-old Rosie Pollock noticed that her dad needed a hobby, right? Retired. So doesn't have a ton of other stuff going on in his life. needed a hobby, right? What is Dad going to do? And he apparently loves sending handwritten letters to his daughter. So back in July, she and her dad got together and launched the Dad Letter Project, where anyone can request encouraging letters from her dad. You got to go to the website, the Dad Letter Project website. You fill out a form, let them know what's going on in your life. Could be a breakup, a new job, something else. Other dads have also started to sign up to help out because this guy can only write so many letters a day.
Cramps. I've got hand cramps.
The website lists 4 different dads for now, but there's a link to apply as well if you want to be one of these letter-writing dads. Check out dadletterproject.com for more info.
It's more than willing to be your dad via the snail mail.
We are inundated with requests to hear from my dad, but really it's people who want to hear from a dad. How many letters have you written, Dad?
I've written over 150. We've recruited other dads to get involved. I write like I'm speaking to them. If they need a father, I'll be happy to be their father. They can write me anytime they want.
That's her dad, Buzz. He's 67 years old. She says that in her lifetime, she estimates she's acquired over 3,500 letters and notes from her dad.
So he really does love writing letters.
Well, think of it more like a note, right? I mean, we think of a letter, it's a couple pages, it's an in-depth sort of review of what your day or your week has been like. This is more like
encouraging notes.
Yeah, but not just a quick one-word or two-sentence thing. I mean, it's a little more involved than that, but it's more of like almost like a postcard version, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether she went to summer camp, left for college, moved into her first apartment, she would always get a handwritten note from her dad almost every single day, she said. This guy just...
Yeah. It's like a hug on paper, they say. And there's a bunch of 4 different dads. You can learn about them, and you can become a dad if you'd like to.
Letter Project.
If you like writing.
By the way, she has a son now, and guess who's getting letters?
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, you can't stop. He's not stopping.
Yeah. 67-year-old Buzz turned his passion for writing notes and letters to his family members into a nice little, give back to the community kind of project.
I love it. Dad Letter Project.
Yeah. We've got, let's see, Papa Roach in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Hello, friends. Do you know what today is?
Spudtacular Day. It's National Potato Day.
Potato.
How many different ways?
Would you prepare it?
Mashed potatoes.
Potato salad.
Potato salad.
You say potato?
You say potato, I say potato. We're a nation that truly loves our potatoes.
1 potato, 2 potatoes.
Today is National Potato Day.
It's showtime.
Yes, it is, in fact, National Potato Day.
Big day in Idaho, I would imagine.
It's also National Aviation Day, but more importantly, it's National Potato Day.
Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Shove them up my arse. New poll.
Yep.
Looking at the most popular homemade potato dishes. And it wasn't even close.
I'm sure. Is it mashed?
Yeah, mashed by a mile.
Killing it.
Mashed by a mile, numero uno. In a whole bunch of states.
I would imagine.
The top 4 in terms of our favorite homemade potato dishes: mashed at number 1, potato salad at number 2, baked potatoes at number 3, and then breakfast potatoes or hash browns at number 4. French fries don't make the list because nobody really makes French fries at home.
That's not, I was going to say, that's not a homemade thing.
Not on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised potato salad's so high because that's another thing that you don't really make at home, right? It's sort of involved, and it's just kind of easier to grab a tub of it. Don't get me wrong, I love a homemade potato salad, but I would say I make baked potatoes more often than I make potato salad. Regional dishes that are more popular in certain parts of the country.
Funeral potatoes.
In New England, they love shepherd's pie.
Which is mashed potatoes on the top of something else.
Yeah, usually like ground lamb with some sort of vegetable medley. It's delicious. The mid-Atlantic states like Pennsylvania and New York love pierogies.
Yeah,
so a little dough.
stuffed.
It's like a dough pocket that's stuffed with meat and potatoes, right?
Yes.
Breakfast potatoes big along the rest of the East Coast.
So whether it's American fries or hash browns.
Yeah, hash browns, American
Loaded hash
fries. Potato soup, very popular in a lot of southern states.
Love potato soup.
Potato leek soup, that's good.
Bacon.
Guess what? The Midwest loves casseroles, making potato casseroles and potatoes au gratin.
There you go.
So here's what you do. You get yourself some cheese
Some
and some
sour
potatoes
cream
and some sour
butter,
cream and some butter.
Maybe a little bit of onion.
And that's really all you
salt
need.
And pepper.
You mix it all up, you throw it in the oven, and bam, you got yourself a delicious potato
Au gratin,
casserole.
Whether that's that or funeral potatoes or...
Texas and the surrounding states eat the most potato salad. Rocky Mountain states are keeping it simple with just plain old mashed and baked potatoes. And the West Coast, of course, the dirty hippies that they are, potato tacos, whatever the hell those are.
Whatever the hell those are.
You're making tacos out of potatoes? So is that like potato bread where you're using lefse?
I don't know. Or are they putting like tater tots or olays inside of the taco?
All right, now
You see what I'm
I'm on board. Now I'm thinking different. I thought they were making
I don't know. I'm just that was the
dough out
first
of
thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, cubed mashed potatoes stuffed into tortillas and then fried often with stuff on top of them. So kind of like a chimichanga with potatoes inside of it.
National Potato Day. Lots and lots of information about potatoes. Gen Z, by the way, into the potato tacos. People over 65 don't eat them. Is that because we don't know what the hell they are?
I've never had one. I would eat it.
58% of Gen Z people say mashed potatoes are a favorite compared to 73% of boomers.
That's the world's most universal comfort food, isn't it?
Well, it's so easy, and it's versatile. You know what I mean? You can put butter, you can put milk, you can put sour cream, you can put cheese, you can put roasted garlic in there. You can do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, but it's really a comfort food. You feel like a home. It's a home cooked meal when there's mashed potatoes.
Made correctly. Let's be honest. It's not too hard to mess up mashed potatoes.
Is there anything more feeling like a home cooked meal than like meatloaf and mashed potatoes?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly
a roasted chicken and some potatoes.
National Potato Day. I looked online for like deals for National Potato Day, and I didn't really see any because a lot of times places will offer up fries and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Arby's has a month-long potato pass promotion for their rewards members. Gives you a free medium fry, curly or crinkle, or a free three-piece order of potato cakes every day through August 31st with any order online or in-app of $5 or more. Burger King Royalty Perks members can celebrate National Potato Day with a free fry of any size along with the purchase of a $3 or more today only.
Well, that's a deal.
KFC, Colonel bringing back their potato wedges just starting yesterday, right? They made their return to the menu.
Okay, I didn't know.
Potato wedges can be ordered on their own or substituted for any side. But, yeah, that was about it in terms of, like, freebies on National Potato Day.
Mm-hmm. It's a tuber.
Tuber. It's not a tuba.
It is a tuber.
It is actually a tuber.
That's exactly what it is.
Papa Roach now, sports after this.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Papa Roach, even if it kills me. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Got a text from Ryan. I'm disappointed that potato pancakes aren't on the list. Eat them with butter, little salt and pepper, preferably homemade applesauce.
Delicious.
Applesauce and potato pancakes?
Yeah, for sure.
Ugh.
Yes.
I'm good with that. I do like good potato pancakes. Fry them up, get them real crispy.
Well, there's so many delicious ways to eat potatoes.
Tots are my favorite.
I know you love the tots.
Whatever it is, there's something about tots. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they put crack in there or what, but I got a thing for tots. I know it's the same thing as a French fry and a potato chip and all that, but
I like the small little ones in the summertime that like at the farmer's market, the fingerlings or the little tiny potatoes that you can roast in the oven with olive oil and salt and pepper, garlic.
National Potato Day. Eat some potatoes. The Brewers picked up a 7-0 win over the Cubs in the first game yesterday.
Popped him up, left field. Collins coming in. Collins under it. Makes the catch, and the Brewers shut out the Cubs 7-0 in game one of the doubleheader.
A frustrating start to the day for the Cubs.
Yeah, and then game two got rained out, and so they rescheduled that for today. Another day-night doubleheader in Chicago between the Brewers and the Cubs. First pitch, 1:20 for the afternoon start, 7:05 for the evening start. Bengals over the Commanders last night on Monday Night Football, 31-17 to wrap up Week 2 in the NFL. The final week of the NFL preseason kicks off on Thursday with a couple of games. Vikings are at Tennessee on Friday at 7. Packers host Seattle on Saturday at 3.
This is the final weekend?
Yeah.
No. Yep.
Yep. And then there's no games next week.
Okay.
And then the following Thursday is the kickoff with the Thursday night football kickoff with, I think it's the Eagles and Chiefs, the rematch of the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, usually,
And then the
yeah.
Packers play on Sunday against Detroit.
In the afternoon. That's a 3-something game, 3:30 game.
Yeah, and there is a bus, by the way, going to that game, WiscoTrips.com. If you want to go to Lambeau and see the Packers take on the Lions in the season opener on Sunday, September 7th, you can head to WiscoTrips.com. Multiple pickup locations, includes your round-trip motor coach transportation on a luxury-ready bus, the pregame tailgate party with food and beverages at the Rush Center, and then, of course, your ticket, a pretty good seat, too.
Yeah, and there's games throughout the season there, WiscoTrips.com.
Omaha forward Dang Mayar, transferred from North Dakota this offseason, died on Saturday in a drowning incident. He was 22 years old. He and a friend at a reservoir in Utah when he began to struggle in the water. His friend was able to reach shore but went back into the water to help Mayar. Mayar continued to struggle, went underwater, did not reemerge. Rescue crews recovering his body late Saturday night. His friend was hospitalized, expected to recover. The head coach of Omaha, Chris Crutchfield, said in a statement, "Our entire program is devastated to learn of Deng's passing. After competing against him for 2 years, we were elated to add him to our team, and he made tremendous progress this summer." But
that's awful.
Dead at the age of 22.
Jeez.
Spike Lee's docuseries produced by ESPN Films about Colin Kaepernick and his protest against what he claimed was racial injustice led to his ouster from the NFL. That docuseries has been nixed. They're not going to show it. ESPN, Colin Kaepernick, and Spike Lee have collectively decided to no longer proceed with this project as a result of certain creative differences, ESPN said in a statement. Spike Lee told a news outlet that he signed a NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, and could not elaborate on why the film was canceled beyond saying, quote, "It's not coming out." They apparently already did a ton of interviews with journalists and important people and high-ranking officials in the NFL and all this stuff, and
now they're saying,
and now it's not coming out. So somebody must have done something or gotten pissed about something, and Spike Lee signed an NDA. So I'm sure we'll find out at some point. But as for right now, that docuseries about Colin Kaepernick is not going to happen. Victor Robles apologizing for the weekend incident when he threw a bat at a minor league pitcher after he was hit by another pitch while on rehab with the Seattle Mariners AAA team, the Tacoma Rainiers. I got to be honest, I kind of feel bad for this guy. So this guy's a major leaguer, right? And he's down in the minors, rehabbing from an injury, playing against minor league guys who are not going to be called up this season to the majors, right? These are guys playing in the minors.
And
they have a chance,
there.
but for the most part, they're going to stay in the minors.
That's their future, yes.
He got plunked 5 times in 15 at-bats. And you're down there rehabbing, and you're like the reason people are coming to the ballpark. You're the star, right? Like, if you've ever been to a minor league, team, a game, and you get one of these major league players that come down, there's a ton of people that go because it's a cheap ticket. And you can go and see this guy that maybe you can't afford to go see in the big city. And so this guy's down there, and he's rehabbing, he's getting plunked. Yeah, so he had a dislocated shoulder when he crashed into a fence making a catch back in April. He was hit twice in his first game back and again in his second game. By the time the pitch came up and hit him during the 6th game of the series against the Vegas Aviators on Sunday, Robles had enough. He posted an apology on Instagram, however, after he threw the bat. He didn't hit anybody with it, but he took the bat, he threw it at the pitcher, and it was just... And he can't do that, obviously, but I kind of feel his pain. He said, "I want to take a moment to sincerely apologize for my recent reaction on the field. I let my frustration get the best of me, and I understand how that may have affected not just the game, but the energy and respect we all work so hard to maintain. Coming off a long rehab and being away from the game for most of the season has been physically and mentally challenging. Adding to that, the recent passing of my mother has been incredibly hard.
Man.
And I've been doing my best to hold it together. That's not an excuse, but some context I feel you deserve to understand where I'm coming from. Getting hit 5 times in 15 at-bats added to that pressure, and I reacted in a way I'm not proud of."
Yeah, quit hitting me. Stop it.
Now, granted, he's not going to re-injure a dislocated shoulder by getting plunked 5 times in 15 at-bats.
But is it annoying?
But it can be like, dude, seriously, man. Yeah.
I'm going through some stuff over here. Will you quit hitting me? Quit hitting me.
Yeah, you can't throw your bat, but I can kind of understand where he's coming from there. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to some Kill Switch Engage in just a bit. Grant Bill's going to join us after 8 o'clock. Host of the Wisco Sports Show. Also, bad news, happy music, and our daily check-ins. Just got a text from Alex. Said the restaurant I work at, we serve potato pancakes with applesauce. Must be a traditional thing. I've never heard of it. I got to be honest. I've been alive for almost 50 years, and I've never heard of potato pancakes with applesauce.
What?
Never, not once. I worked in restaurants, never heard of it.
It's
Must be
German. It's very German.
Then
it's
that's
German.
why. That's why. Then it's a German thing.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
Well, it's like brats.
Or sour cream.
Growing up, we didn't have brats. We had kielbasa. We had Italian sausage, but we didn't have brats on the East Coast.
Very German.
Yeah,
With some sausages, potato pancakes, applesauce. Very German.
Same as like cheese on apple pie. I never heard of that until I moved here. I don't know what the hell you people are doing out here. It's like, man, you guys are like crazy.
Delicious. Some sharp cheddar.
I'm good. Yeah, why cheddar when you have ice cream? Get some ice cream.
That too.
Yeah,
My dad would have both because dairy. Because he's a dairy farmer. Dairy, both ice cream and cheddar.
Eating squirrels and cheese on pie. It's
applesauce on potato pancakes. Very German, very delicious. Especially if it's homemade applesauce. You know what I mean? Like really good.
Never had it. Again, never even heard of it until today. Didn't even know it existed
Put
until
a
today.
kielbasa next to it, and you'll be good.
And we went to Mater's. I didn't see that on the menu when we were in Milwaukee. I didn't see applesauce on potato pancake. Maybe I didn't look at that section of the menu. That Kill Switch is coming up.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Kill Switch, I believe, on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Hit up the website, rockmornings.com, for all of our contact info if you want to get in touch with us. Got that text from Ryan. Said, I'm disappointed that potato pancakes aren't on the list and you eat them with butter, little salt and pepper, or preferably homemade applesauce. The reason they're not on that list is because no one's ever heard of these effing things.
Yes, they have.
That's why.
It's very German. Of course they
Again, that's why no one's heard of them.
Yes, they have.
Alex said, the restaurant that I work at, we serve potato pancakes with applesauce. Must be a traditional thing. Apparently it's some niche German thing. And then Alex was surprised to hear about cheese on apple pie. Called it whack. Said it was whack.
He's never heard of that?
Yeah, it is whack. I don't know why the hell you put cheese on a delicious apple pie.
Some people serve it on, but some people just have a piece of it next to it, right? So you're enjoying the sweet apple-y flavor.
Also got a text from Matt who said that Tots are terrible, and Matt is obviously an idiot and doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
They're your favorite. They're not everybody's favorite.
You cannot say that Tots are terrible. That is physically an impossibility. It's not possible. Tots are delicious. They're wonderful. Doesn't matter what restaurant you get them from. They're great. Tots can't be terrible.
They don't have to be.
They can't. Matt's incorrect. You're wrong.
I like them on the top of a casserole. I don't necessarily pick them as my side dish. If I have
Matt
other options.
probably should have his voting rights taken away. Probably shouldn't be able to live in this country.
Just
we should ship him to Canada. Yeah, I'm getting ice in here. We're icing him. We're icing Matt. Getting him out of the country. You can't have an opinion like that. You can't say Tots are terrible.
Kartoffel
What
puffer.
the hell are you talking about?
I'm trying to say the German potato pancake word. Kartoffel puffer.
You can't be saying it right because no spittle is forming on the side of your lips.
Kartoffel puffer.
There's going to be a...
No, Kartoffel puffer.
All right, so that's where the spit comes from?
I guess so. Well, thanks for emailing.
Except for Matt.
No, Matt can email, yes.
No, he cannot.
Yes, he can.
No.
Matt doesn't like Tots.
Matt, I'm saving your texts, and you will never get anything in response from me ever again. You're not going to get any requests, not going to win any contests, nothing. Until you take back what you said about Tots.
Now, German potato salad is served warm versus cold. Remember?
Weird. I still don't like it.
You don't like it?
I mean, it's okay. But
I grew up with it, so I guess I do. But I haven't had it.
It's too vinegary. I like the mayonnaise. You know what I mean?
I like the vinegar. Yep.
It's not terrible, but given the choice, I would always choose just, potato salad. Bill sent in a link, said this Wisconsin law requires cheese on apple pie in public restaurants. I don't know how enforceable. I don't know how enforceable that is, but if I go to a restaurant and it comes and I get an apple pie and it comes out with a slice of cheese on it, it's going right back to the kitchen. I'm not.
I know some people have it on the top of it. I like it on the side, like I said, so I can. But it is an American regional tradition. It is.
Potato pancakes with applesauce.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of it till today. I turned 50 in May of next year.
Well, he's just heard of cheddar and potato. See, and the apple pie.
Alex said tots are great. Whoever said that they are bad hasn't even had a tot in his life. Get him out of our USA.
Come on, no,
Yep.
no tots.
He's an instigator, right?
Yeah,
he's an instigator.
Okay.
Somebody said, "How about stop saying tots? You're not a high school girl."
Tater tots?
They're tots. That's what they are. What do you want? Potato rounds? They're not potato rounds. They're tater tots.
Well, not unless they're round.
God, I can't stand people who have stupid idiot takes about tater tots. You're wrong. That's what they are. They're tots.
Okay, just because you have
You go down the aisle and it says tots on the bag right there.
Tots.
You go on the menu in the restaurant, it says tots.
I know what you're saying.
It doesn't say whatever goofy thing this guy's
They're not
talking
my
about.
favorite, though. They're not.
God, these must be people from Iowa, right? They don't seem to have their brain in the right location.
Not at all true.
Are they drinking too much Busch Light? Is that the problem? And their brain's not working functionally in the morning?
By the cheese thing isn't just a Midwestern. It's also Northeastern, apparently. Northeastern states.
Dude, I lived in the Northeast. I grew up
what
there.
it says.
Never saw it, never heard of it until I moved here.
That's what it says.
You get apple pie, it's warmed up, and it's got ice cream. Oh, that's not the Northeast. That's Vermont. Bunch of dirty hippies.
Well, it's also the Northeast.
No, they don't count. Anybody who's from the Northeast will tell you the same thing.
It's a delightful pairing.
Vermont barely counts.
Delightful contrast of flavors, Brian.
No.
And textures, yes.
Sarah texted in and said, "Does Matt microwave his tots?" Only reason I can possibly think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Microwaving tots is not the way to go. Leftovers or otherwise. They're mushy. They're not good. They're not crispy. I'm still eating them. I'm not going to let it go to waste.
Well, if you're warming up on the casserole, like I said, on the top, that layer, because then it's already got hamburger and green beans.
Sarah says, "Does Matt microwave his tots?" Only reason I can possibly think of. Nikki says, "I agree with Brian. Tots are the best." Thank you, Nikki. Brenda said, "Please don't talk about next year already. I need to enjoy not being 50 yet." And she loves tots. Yeah.
Next year.
Well, here's the problem. I have a big birthday coming up. I'm going to be 50, and I have to plan for this big birthday party. So I have a lot of things I have to do.
And she's saying, slow down, slow your roll.
So it's all in the works right now. It's all in the works. Got a text from, tots are terrible, Matt. He said cheesy potatoes are where it's at. Don't get me wrong. Cheesy potatoes, delicious.
Oh, man.
We can agree on that. But your take on tots is completely wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm never reading another text from you.
No,
so
cheesy potatoes.
Matt's on the ban list. He's getting banned.
That's where it's at. He's right.
You can add cheese to tots.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's stopping you. Like you said, that casserole with the tots on the top.
Mm-hmm. That's my favorite way. Otherwise, not picking tots, but.
Jake, Twisted Skull Tattoo, texted me. Air fryer tater tot casserole is killer. That's another thing I haven't done yet is air fryer.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
Makes it
swears by these
crispy.
things. Yeah, everybody swears by these
Yeah.
things, especially if you're reheating fries or some sort of potato. Yeah. National Potato Day comes in all sorts of different shapes and sizes.
Eat your spud.
And tater tots are the king. Numero uno. You can get in touch with us. You want to get fired?
No, not really.
Then
They're
stop
just
talking.
not the king.
All right. Well, you're done today. You can also download the free 95.7 The Rock app or the free 92.9 The X app and send us voicemails if you got something you want to hear.
Good morning, guys. Can you please play Cold by Crossfade? Thanks.
We can play Cold by Crossfade. Thank you, Zach, for the voicemail. Here you go.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Had him scheduled last week, but he was taking a fishing trip to Montana, and now he is back in the state of Wisconsin. Grant Bills, host of the Wisco Sports Show. You can hear him weekday afternoons from 4 until 6 on stations all across the state like WKTY in La Crosse and Sports Talk 105.1 in Eau Claire. Welcome back to Wisconsin. How was Montana?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was lovely. The travel on the way back got a little hairy. Our flight was delayed by a day. So we got to stay in Bozeman for an evening, which was a little bit of an adventure, and then flew into Minneapolis, so I had a little bit of a drive last night. But I do love driving Interstate 94. It's one of my favorite places. So got back last night. It was a wonderful week. Many beers were consumed. Many fish were caught. Mountains viewed. All that stuff.
Yeah, big sky country out there in Montana. So what'd you catch anyway? Were you successful in your fishing adventures?
Oh, yeah, a lot of trout. The joke is that people spend hundreds, thousands of dollars on gear and boats and all of the stuff to go catch fish with the brain the size of a pea. So that's what we spent a week doing. It was very fun. It got a little hairy. There were some wildfires. There were a couple lightning storms, and lightning strikes the ground, and all of a sudden, 100 acres of sagebrush is burning. So, so a little fire, some smoke on the mountains that made for some good theater and scenery. Luckily, I don't think anybody's house or anything like that was torched in the process.
I saw.
But yeah, we caught a lot of fish and drank a ton of beers.
Yeah, I'm sure about that.
I saw a picture of a band that looked like they smell of patchouli. And
yes,
probably do the whole
too.
Stomp clap thing, which I hate. Are they Mumfords? Are those the Mumfords, or are they just in the Mumford vein? What crappy band is that?
Are you talking about the picture that I posted?
Yes, along with your fishing pictures.
That was Billy Strings. Not Stomp Clap. I'm surprised we didn't argue about this the last couple weeks, because Stomp Clap music was in the. It was in the mainstream. People were talking about it. No, Billy Strings is just a bluegrass guy. You'd probably like him. He's cool.
Crappy Americana
So
music.
you went to a bar and you watched some music, live music, had some beers, and it sounds like a good guy vacation. You did some stuff with your dude friends.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of women involved. It is funny now that you mention that. There wasn't a whole lot of that.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't know if that was intentional. I think that happened naturally. That gives me something to think about.
It's probably for the best if you're going to be drinking a lot of beers and seeing crappy music and fishing with a broken foot. It's best that there aren't any ladies around.
Mm-hmm.
It's not crappy. He's beloved. He's quite popular. It wasn't at a bar. It was at the Fieldhouse at Montana State in Bozeman. The Bobcats, and it was move-in weekend, Simpson. So our flight was delayed. We had nothing to do. Well, let's go downtown and let's walk around campus. Let's see the smiling faces of all these new students and the parents. Yeah, there were all these they on the quad where they have a little band and stuff like that. It was very interesting. It was
a lot of MILFs walking around with their hot daughters, or what's going on here?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure of it.
I wouldn't have noticed. I wasn't looking. I was focused on the beautiful facilities and the curriculum and all that.
Dork. All right, Billy Strings is so popular we have none of his music in our system. That's how popular he is. FYI, just letting you know that, Grandpa.
You're right. That's a horrible measuring stick for anything. But fine. I don't need to argue. I'm not going to argue about this with you.
So
we got a lot of crap in here, man. And if that's not crappy enough to be a part of the crap that we already got, then it's pretty crappy.
You were out in the middle of nowhere, but I'm assuming you were able to listen to the unbelievable Brewer run that happened while you were on vacation.
Well, this is what's funny. So our first weekend we were there, we were kind of we were camping. We were out in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't have service from Saturday morning to Monday afternoon. And at this point, the Brewers had won, I don't know how many games they'd won in a row. So when I got service on Monday, I, fired up Twitter. I'm like, okay, let's see what I've missed. And I saw that they threw out a runner at home plate to win one of the games. Isaac Collins hit a walk-off home run in one of the games. So I'm like, oh, of course, they're still winning. Nothing changed. They won every day that I was on vacation until the day where we were travel delayed Sunday. So it's not like I missed a whole lot. I would have loved to be on the radio to talk about their winning streak, but what changed? They're awesome. What else is there to say?
They're just doing what the Brewers do, man. And I said it, almost a month ago now, that they're going to be in the World Series. I don't know if the Red Sox are going to make it. They kind of fell off, but
I think so.
But boy, the Brewers just seem like they have figured it out. They got the answers to the test. Everything is, falling like, rainbows from the sky. Granted, they did lose that one on Sunday, but, you can't win all of them.
You cannot win all of them.
But big series against the Cubs. They won one of the two games yesterday. The second game got rained out, so now we're back to a doubleheader today. What are you predicting for the Brewers? Are they going to start... is there going to be any sort of maintenance or resting going on? Miz, obviously, trying to keep him on the bump. He went out there and had a little bit of a rocky start after he got off the DL. What are your sights set on for the Brewers the rest of the season?
Well, I mean, the rest of the season, if they could, put together another 10, 11, 12-game winning streak, that would be pretty baller at some point, right? But if they can win, conservatively, what they won the opener of the series, if they could win 3 of these 5 games, they're going to end up 10 games in front of the Cubs. And the Cubs this is why yesterday's game was so satisfying. And I don't mean to rub it in the nose of Cubs fans, but it's a rivalry, so there's a little bit of that. Mostly because I like seeing Craig Counsell fail. But, yesterday's game was such a continuation of everything that's made the Brewers good and everything that's made the Cubs bad. And I think that's why it was satisfying, and that's why I feel good going into these next 4 games that'll really probably decide the division. It could decide the division for good, is because the Cubs players had to be thinking, oh, yeah, here we go again. We still can't hit the ball. Kyle Tucker, the guy we acquired to be a star, sucks to the point where they're just going to sit him for a couple of days because they don't know what else to do, right? They can't score the runners in scoring position. The Cubs stink. And I think yesterday's game had all of the players going, oh, here we go again. And that's a very good spot. That's the spot that the Brewers keep putting teams in. And they wear you down with all these little dribbler, these soft contact, and they don't swing at pitches outside the zone. They're just exhausting to play against. And for a team that's out of it or not feeling good, that's the last team you want to see in the opposing dugout. And that's why I feel good about the rest of the series.
Grant Bills, host of the Wisco Sports Show, joining us on Tuesdays at about 8:15. You can hear his program on stations all across Wisconsin, weekday afternoons from 4 until 6. You can listen to him on WKTY in La Crosse and Sports Talk 105.1 in Eau Claire. How far away are you physically from a George Webb restaurant, and are you going to try to make the trek tomorrow to get your free burger?
Can you get your burger?
How far? I guess
like an hour.
Probably about an hour.
Yeah.
Probably about an hour. Growing up, there used to be one in Osseo. And I don't think it's there anymore. There used to be one, what would that be, 20 minutes?
That's about a half hour from here, yeah. It's about a half hour from La Crosse and probably about 20 to 30 minutes from Eau Claire, yeah.
Yeah, there used to be one there. I think now they're I think there's one in Peshtigo and the rest are in Milwaukee. I like George Webb, not even necessarily for the burgers. I've just gotten hungover breakfast at George Webb on is that Water Street or MLK downtown. It's our version of Waffle House. Maybe it's not the best, but it serves a purpose, and it's an important purpose. But I don't think I'll be going for free burgers tomorrow, no, sadly.
All right, too far away for Grant Bills. Let's transition a little bit to football as we get ready for the final week of preseason action. I know you were out in Montana, so you probably didn't catch the Packer game on Saturday. Not a lot to glean from that other than the fact that they won. What have you seen that has piqued your interest now that you're back and you're looking up Packer stats and info?
Well, there's 2 things. It's the last 2 seasons, or last 3 seasons, I guess, first-round pick. It's Jordan Morgan, the offensive lineman they drafted in the first round last year, and Lucas Van Ness, who's a pass rusher they drafted 2 years ago. Or would that be, he'll be going into year 3. Because when I headed out west for my wonderful, lovely vacation getaway, Jordan Morgan was kind of sucking butt. And they didn't know where he was going to play, and he couldn't hack it at tackle. And it's and now I come back, and not only is Jordan Morgan excelling, he's excelling at left tackle to the point where now we actually don't know who the starting left tackle is going to be. It might not be Rasheed Walker. Maybe it is Jordan Morgan. So I'm fascinated to be back on the air today, especially on with Bill. It's can someone explain to me what happened when I was gone? Also, Lucas Van Ness, their pass rusher, I see. Oh, he's having a monster camp. Oh, he's breaking out. He's playing. I don't know. I thought it was more the same a couple weeks ago when I left. So I'm interested to really get caught up on those 2 players because part of me thinks with Lucas Van Ness, it's people it's people maybe wanting to buy in so they're seeing what they want to see. But if Jordan Morgan is actually playing legit, they have a good swing tackle or they have a really good option and a first-round pick that's going to contribute. And I know that's something that a lot of Packers fans have been looking for.
Non-throwing hand, procedure on the thumb. What are your concerns for Jordan Love?
Nothing. Just this injury in and of itself, nothing crazy at all. They've got it fixed because it should be basically back to normal by week 1. Why not get it taken care of? That's fine. I'll be honest with you. When I first saw the news, it's okay, so in his 2 years as a starter plus an offseason, he's had a groin, he's had a knee, he's had a thumb. A lot of that is just bad luck, but I do worry about one injury after another, because we can't spend all of last year saying, well, Jordan Love was limited because he was hurt. Well, what if he gets hurt again this year? Is he going to be better prepared to play through that injury or deal with it? So, no, not concerned with the thumb just in and of itself. I'm always concerned when injuries start to stack a little bit because that can become a little bit more problematic. And this team's pretty banged up. Like, their wide receiving core has a lot of injuries. Xavier McKinney, I think, has a calf. Nate Hobbs had knee surgery. So week 1 against the Lions, and then that Thursday night game 4 nights later against the Commanders, those are 2 huge games. And if they're going to be missing even 3 or 4 important players, like, that's going to really impact their season. So I guess Jordan Love's thumb injury by itself, not concerned, but injuries, bigger picture, starting to become a little bit of a potential problem.
Let's just play what if.
Sure.
Packers do not make the playoffs, finish second or third in the NFC North, and, lose to the Lions. Don't make the playoffs. Is LaFleur out?
Oh, I don't think so.
How bad would the season have to be for LaFleur to get ousted? He's been there for, 8 years now?
Well, that's the thing. And I talked a lot about this at the end of last year because I don't think Matt LaFleur had a great season last year. I don't think he was necessarily awful, but I think by his standards and what we've come to expect, I thought he regressed in a couple different areas. And what a lot of Packers fans maybe don't realize, and I need to remind myself, is other than like Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, John Harbaugh, and there's a couple that I'm missing, of course, like Tomlin. Like, he's got quite a bit of term now. He's been coaching the Packers for a long time. Like, most coaching tenures in the NFL do not last as long as Matt LaFleur's had. So he's experienced, is my point. Like, he's been around the block. I don't know that we should expect a ton of development. I don't know that we should be looking at Matt LaFleur and saying, all right, in year 8, like, that's when it's all going to come together. I think he is who he is probably going to be in Green Bay. And I think a lot of Packers fans are like, well, if it hasn't happened yet and they've made, multiple opportunities in the postseason, it hasn't happened, when's it going to happen?
Right.
So I think Packers fans are looking at that, and I think their new president, Ed Policy, too, who explained before the year, this is the last year, this year and one more on the contract of Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur. And after this year, you don't go into a lame duck year with those guys. You either extend or you move on. So I think with new ownership and the fact that they've both been there a while, I wouldn't say they're on the hot seat, but I think Packers fans and probably Packers brass are looking at this year hoping to see a little something. And that doesn't mean they're on the hot seat. I think the season would have to be a nightmare for him to get fired, but it's the NFL, right? It's always a little bit closer than maybe you think. The expectations and the bar is really high, and I think that's definitely true of the general manager and the coach of the Packers.
Grant Bills, host of the host of the Wisco Sports Show, heard weekday afternoons on stations all across Wisconsin, including WKTY on La Crosse and Sports Talk 105.1 in Eau Claire. Just got a text from Travis, said, tell Grant the Cubs aren't doing that bad. They are the 5th best team in baseball. Yeah, and they're trailing the Brewers by 10 games, right? So
they're not
Travis,
not the worst.
Travis,
say that.
maybe you should temper your expectations there a little, Travis.
Well, Travis isn't wrong, and I've heard Cubs fans talk about this. It's like, well, forget what the Brewers have been doing and look at their record. And they're still, if you just look at their record right now, the problem is their record is what it is because they played so well early, and they've mostly been a 500 team the last 2 months. And they have all these great hitters, and everybody's waiting for them to come out of a slump, and they just won't. So, look, Travis, if you can watch your Cubs and say, hey, they're still one of the best teams in baseball, that's good. Like, I'm happy for you. That's not really what I see when I watch the product on the field and listen to Craig Counsell at the podium after games say, our offense are good. We'll get it going. And they haven't got it going for 2 months. And that's why the Brewers have absolutely blown doors past them. They're going to be up, 10 games if they win a couple more games in this series.
They're not that bad. They're the 5th best team in baseball.
Yeah, I knew you'd love that. Look, the Brewers.
I get it. You got to hold on.
This.
You got to hold on to whatever you got at this point. You get lapped by the Brewers. And you love to do the fly the dub and all that stupid stuff that Cubs fans love. And then we're the 5th best team in baseball. But that doesn't mean a pound of sand if you can't win in the playoffs and win a World Series. Who cares? Well, you're good for you. Yippee-ki-yay.
I agree, and Counsell talked about this weekend. He was asked a couple of Chicago reporters, I think the Sun-Times, and I don't know if it was the Trib or whatever, had another story. They asked him about the George Webb thing, and Counsell's like, well, I've never even seen a George Webb.
Lied his pants off.
Yeah, he did. But the other thing he said is, look, our goal is to win the division, and the Brewers are making that exceptionally hard. They are. So, if you just judge the Cubs relative to the rest of the baseball, they're still having a good season. It's just that the Brewers are having one of the better stretches we've ever seen totally. But it's really the last 2 months the Cubs have just kind of been
middling.
And you feel that when you watch them. You can see that in their body language for sure.
Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah, Simpson. Yeah.
All right. Every Tuesday, Grant Bills joining us on the phone, host of the Wisco Sports Show. Always a pleasure. Welcome back to Wisconsin, and we'll talk to you next week, all right?
Thank you. I'll have you know that we were offered at our gate, people were offered $1,000 to take a flight today, and I said, nope, that $1,000 is worth nothing if I can't be on the phone with Brian and Gene tomorrow, so I let somebody else have it.
Speaking of people with their pants on fire, this guy over here.
Have a good one, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Weekday afternoons from 4 until 6 on WKTY on La Crosse and Sports Talk 105.1 in Eau Claire. That is Grant Bills, host of the Wisco Sports Show. Always a pleasure.
It's nice having that guy back.
It is. Bad News, Happy Music is next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
Beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Louisiana man arrested and facing multiple charges after he allegedly hijacked a construction crane and triggered several crashes on a highway early Saturday morning.
Driving down the road with a crane?
No, I think he was just swinging it around.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he was driving it. Troopers say Matthew Vincent from Lake Charles, Louisiana, unlawfully entered the crane at about 5:30 in the morning while it was parked in a work zone near LA 108, the highway down there. Detectives say that he manipulated the boom over the westbound lanes, causing multiple vehicles to strike crane cables.
Yeah.
Officials say at least 4 crashes occurred, leaving 2 people injured, damaging the crane, forcing a lengthy interstate closure.
That is all very expensive stuff.
Investigators say Vincent had earlier abandoned his truck in a nearby field before climbing into the crane. Arrested and booked into the detention center down there on the following charges. You ready?
Yeah, a lot. I'm going to go with a lot.
I want you to ding me after each one of these charges. All right,
there's
you
a
ready?
lot, I'm sure.
One count of simple burglary.
Yeah, ding.
1 count of aggravated obstruction of a highway.
Ding, here we go.
2 counts of negligent injuring.
Yeah, 2. Ding.
5 counts of hit and run driving.
Ding.
1 count of criminal mischief.
Yeah, ding.
And 1 count of a pedestrian on the interstate.
Ugh,
Troopers say the investigation remains active, looking into whether an accomplice may have been involved.
Damage to a crane, that alone sounds bad, plus all the things on the interstate and the highway and the cars and the people and the injuries and all of it.
Everybody likes a 2-for-1 deal, right?
Yeah.
Buy one, get one, BOGO.
Yeah, I like this. Right? I do.
Even the cops enjoy the 2-for-1.
Like what do you get?
The old double dipper. 1 crash, 2 DUI arrests.
1 crash?
2 cars impounded.
Oh.
And a partridge in a pear tree. No, not 2 cars.
1 car.
1 car. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Wednesday night last week, Washington Township, New Jersey, about 11:45. Officers responding to a crash at an intersection. Police got there, investigated a little bit, and arrested a 56-year-old resident for DWI. Driving while intoxicated. Police say breath samples indicated he had a BAC of 0.11, over the legal limit. Vehicle then impounded. While they were at the crash scene, police say the passenger of the 56-year-old's vehicle was then given a ride home due to her own level of intoxication.
Yeah. Well, she's a passenger, and so they took her home safely.
The woman was advised that she needed to arrange for someone else.
She didn't get in the car then.
To pick up the driver at headquarters, but about 30 minutes later, at about 1:30 in the morning, they say the same female drove her own vehicle to police headquarters in an effort to pick up the male driver. I got to give her credit. That's a ride or die. Got to like it, right?
No, you're not doing that. Maybe you're calling with the credit card for bail
night, by the way. Wednesday night, by the way. Wednesday night is one of the best night of the week.
Uber could do it, though. You could go there and do the things.
Ultimately, she was also arrested for DWI. Police samples indicate she had a BAC of 0.16.
I'm not that intoxicated.
Yeah,
twice the legal limit.
A taxi, something.
Her vehicle was also impounded. 2-for-1, BOGO. Cops.
Now who we calling?
Yeah. Had an issue there. Buy one, get one. This is a hashtag Florida story. Raccoons got into this guy's house and apparently
they are clever.
Had a party.
They have little hands.
Had a party. Had themselves a good time.
They can do things.
Yeah. Raccoons invading the Klerner household early on Sunday morning, scaring their cats and causing chaos, later discovered through home surveillance footage.
I think the raccoon did that 2 or 3 days ago, and then they came back with all their buddies. They were having a party. There was several of them on the step right there. There was several of them in the jacuzzi just splashing around. There's 3 of them in the jacuzzi splashing around. And then looking at the other videos from the other camera on the side covered porch, we saw them all coming in and out of the house.
We like to party. Hey, come on in. I can open the cupboards with my little hands, and we can get in there and get some chips.
They ate all the cat food that was out for our kitties and spilled the bowl all over the dining room. His wife counted 8 raccoons. And I'm like, quote, that's a lot of raccoons.
Yeah, quote, unquote.
Concerned that the raccoons could have had rabies. I just thought wild raccoons, and they're in my home, and you don't know where they've been, where they're from, and you have the grandkids in the house, and we have the grandkids in the house.
So they're trying to clean up and
called
make sure
authorities, including 911. The Florida Wildlife Commission tried reaching out to the Brevard County Animal Services, mentioned that the neighbors may have also had trouble with raccoons.
They're going from house to house.
Kitty door, that's the problem here.
They had a kitty door? Yeah. That's how they got in?
Yeah, when asked about the kitty doors, he explained that's how they got in. I do have slides. As soon as I know they were out, I put slides on the door and got the cats back in and slept on the couch when sitting to make sure there was no recurrence. This poor bastard's got to stay up all night making sure no raccoons get back into his house. Keeping it safe. Ugh. In there having a party.
They're going to want to come back.
Hot tub. Food.
They had food. They got to splash around. They had a really good time. They're going to return to the scene of the crime.
Sure they had a blast.
For sure.
Sure they had a blast. Staying in Florida, a hashtag Florida mom now facing charges after authorities say she packed a gun in her child's book bag during the first week of classes at his elementary school.
Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
What?
Child opening the book bag at the start of the day only to find the gun inside. Student immediately telling the teacher.
Smart.
Teacher reported it to supervisors and authorities. Weapon confiscated by deputies who then launched an investigation.
This is the AK-47 assault rifle, the preferred weapon of your enemy. And it makes a distinctive sound when fired at you. Yeah. So remember it.
Wasn't an AK-47, but the school placed into a secure status, which allowed teachers to continue their lessons uninterrupted. No one was allowed to leave or enter the school ground during the investigation. Discovered the child's parents don't live together. Mother placed the gun in the backpack and told the child to return the firearm to their father before they left for school. Father was the one who took the child to school that morning, however, not aware that the gun was in the backpack. So rather than being an adult and going out and talking to the dad or arranging some other time when the child wouldn't be involved in the transportation of the gun, whether it's loaded or not.
Yes.
Right? Just put the gun in the kid's backpack and said, give this to your dad when he picks you up for school. Kid didn't remember, obviously. Ended up at school with the gun in the book bag.
Give this to your dad when he picks you up from school? No.
The mother, identified as Sierra Bonner, arrested, charged with child neglect and giving a firearm to a minor.
Yes.
They say it's crucial that parents know what their children are bringing to school before they leave home. Look in their book bags, ask questions, have conversations on what's appropriate to bring to school.
Ever fired your gun up in the air and gone, ah?
No, I have not ever fired my gun up in the air and gone, ah.
The parents should know it's appropriate.
Well, and now this kid is the kid who brought the gun to class, even though it was unwitting, all that stuff. But like that's a stain that is hard to wash off.
Ugh.
Yeah. Last but not least.
No.
It's not good.
It's not sexy?
Oh, it's the opposite of sexy. It's bad. A Colorado husband and wife are currently behind bars after keeping the third member of their intimate threesome dead at home for roughly 18 months.
I think I might have seen something about this yesterday.
And continued to draw his Social Security income.
Yeah. There was money involved, and they knew they were getting it, so they just kept him there mummified.
A throuple. A threesome. And then living together, husband and wife, and this other guy.
And then he just drops dead?
And he drops dead, and they say, well, we'll just keep cashing these checks. James David Agnew and his wife Susan Ruth Agnew stand accused of 1 count each of tampering with a deceased human body and abuse of a corpse. Husband also charged with theft by larceny over $2,000. Wife facing 2 different money-related charges, theft between $5,000 and $20,000 and unauthorized use of financial transaction device. The deceased man's remains in Lakewood, a suburban city located west of Denver, back in June. Officers from the Lakewood Police Department asked by the brother of James O'Neill to perform a wellness check, saying the family had not seen him since 2019 or spoken to him since 2021.
He just went missing. He's gone.
And look, the guy's 62. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
Of course, he's a grown-up. He can live however he wants to live. However, nobody's heard from him. And
at the apartment where James lived, a man exited and identified himself as James. This man allegedly acknowledged his family's inquiries, insisted he did not want to see or speak with them. Law enforcement later provided an image of the man they spoke to, taken from body-worn camera footage, to O'Neill's brother, the man who called with a wellness check. The brother said that was not the right James. That's the wrong James.
That's not him. That's not my brother. It might be a James, but it's not the James. It's not the guy I'm looking for.
Robert said that this is not his brother. Agents later were able to identify the man as James Agnew. Based on the conversation, he appeared to be implying that he was James O'Neill. So the police went back to the residence, talked with the couple. Law enforcement allegedly not allowed inside.
Yeah, well, you can't come in here. There's a dead body in here. We got to figure out how to get rid of that.
Police, of course, separating the two, interviewing them separately, say that the Agnews gave somewhat conflicting stories about whether or not the missing man ever lived with them, settling on a narrative where he briefly lived there but moved out after meeting some foreign woman online several years ago. Days later, the brother called the Agnews to discuss an inheritance that needed to be deposited into O'Neill's bank account. The guy that was missing, the brother.
Yeah, so this is a trick. They're tricking him. There's wool over their eyes.
Witness told police the couple switched up to suggest O'Neill was somehow back in the house. Oh, well, he's been around.
He's got a big check to cash. He's here.
Still refused to talk to him. Brother said the Agnews readily provided O'Neill's bank account, social security numbers, and upon learning that O'Neill would need to be present for the deposit, the couple immediately stopped talking to him. Those combined conversations set off some alarm bells. The brother then decided to check O'Neill's bank account activity by using the information the Agnews provided him. Yeah. And then the deceased brother found regular activity, a monthly deposit of the Social Security income and overdraft as well, numerous ATM withdrawals. The brother then provided that info to police. Law enforcement continuing to investigate, subsequently obtained surveillance footage from a 7-Eleven where O'Neill's debit card was used on multiple occasions.
That wasn't him, right?
That wasn't him. It was Agnew making the purchases and leaving the 7-Eleven in question.
Sure.
Yeah. Officers then, of course, started to continue to investigate. During her interview, Susan Agnew explained that she referred to the deceased man as Jim and that the three had been in a three-way relationship for years. Said they lived together for many years, have had an intimate relationship with the three of them involved. Then in December of 23, O'Neill died.
And instead of doing anything about that, they just decided to cover him up and cash his checks.
His death presumed to have been caused by a medical condition and or drug use. Defendants not suspected of killing the guy as of yet. So I'm sure they're going to perform a very thorough investigation into that in an autopsy. Agnew admitted she was the one who initially refused to give up the man. Repeatedly,
he's dead.
Repeatedly acknowledged that it was wrong not to report his death.
Yeah, you think?
Ready? This is where it gets bad. Because it's not bad yet. I asked Susan about when they decided to cover up his body, and she said after about a week, the Chihuahua began chewing on him. So she covered him with a deflated air mattress to try to keep them away. Told you it was going to get bad.
So he's just over there being Jim under an air mattress, and they're just living their life in the apartment around him?
Yeah, and they covered him up with a deflated air mattress to keep the dogs from eating him and his dead body. During a separate interview, the husband admitted to using his debit card, said he always had the PIN. Oh, that makes it better. Law enforcement determined the couple used roughly $17,000 of this guy's Social Security over the course of 18 months. They've both been arrested, obviously, and charged with multiple crimes.
You think? I can't give him up. Well, he's dead. So you're going to have to.
Yeah. You know, the dogs were eating them, so I had to cover them up with a deflated air mattress. That'll solve the problem. Imagine how bad it smells.
Oh, I know. That's immediately what I thought of when you were talking about that. Oof. Just terrible. Like, I don't know how you do that.
Well, it sounds like it was an apartment, so you think there's got to be other people around. No one for a year and a half, 18 months was like, hey, what's that stink?
And where's that guy that used to come in and out of this apartment all the time?
Bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene, our daily check-ins after Metallica.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Lots of different ways to get in touch with us. You can, of course, visit rockmornings.com for all of our contact info, email, and socials and all that. You can also download the free 95.7 The Rock app or the free 92.9 The X app and send us voicemails, images, videos. Let us know what you're up to. Got a whole bunch of emails and text messages about potatoes today on National Potato Day. Got one from Sheila, an email, in fact. Said, hey, Brian and Gene, applesauce with potato pancakes is very German. I attached a picture of my potato pancakes that I had in Germany in June. So good. I like them with butter and syrup as well.
That is a delicious-looking picture.
I would try that. I don't know if I would enjoy it, but I would try it. I certainly would give it a shot. Got a couple of voicemails through the apps.
Tater tots are good, but they're not number one. Curly fries are number one. But I will say tater tots are good. And can you play some corn?
I like that request. Thank you.
Tater tots are good.
Tater tots are good.
Curly fries are good, but I would rank tots ahead of all.
I don't know. Curly fries aren't my favorite. They're good. They're all good. I mean, on National Potato Day, there isn't one.
It's hard to go wrong.
Yes.
Zach also sent us a voicemail.
Good morning, guys. Can you please play Cold by Crossfade? Thanks.
We did that. Chuck sent in a text, said, check out the song Dust in a Baggie. This is this Billy Strings guy. I listened to about 10 seconds, and that was more than enough.
It's not for you. He's a picker.
That is enough for the rest of my entire lifetime.
I thought it was interesting.
I will give him his flowers. Way more talented than I am. Certainly. Very good at the guitar. Not my kind of music, bro. Can't listen to it I just can't. I cannot get into that kind of music. It does not sit well with me. Sorry. More power to you, though. Plow Guy in Eau Claire texted in, said, good morning. Everyone in Wisconsin knows tots are tots. We have known this since elementary school when we would have sloppy joes and tots. And yes, it's a sloppy joe, not a barbecue. Have a great day. Some Primus, if you have some time, would be great.
I alternate. Barbecue is generally speaking more of a pulled pork kind of thing, but I do say barbecue and sloppy joe interchangeably.
Yeah, that's a weird Midwestern thing, too.
Yeah, it was a homemade barbecue, and it was a homemade sloppy joes.
We didn't say barbecue on these. It was always sloppy joes.
Yeah.
You knew it. It was like, oh, okay, I know what that is. Mm-hmm. Loose meat sandwich.
Loose meat, there's also, but that's a whole other thing. That's a made right and another different kind of a loose meat sandwich.
Bill texted in, said, this Wisconsin law requires cheese on apple pie in public restaurants. I said, I'm passing on cheese on my apple pie. He said, I figured. I just think it's funny that someone actually thought we needed a law for that.
I don't think we need a law. Do we need a law? It's good. It can be good.
Alex said, the restaurant I work at, we serve potato pancakes with applesauce. Must be a traditional thing. It sounds like it's mostly a German
traditional thing.
Let's see. Dan, most definitely. Don't forget bacon and cheese on mashed potatoes. Do loaded tots as well.
Or loaded baked potato. Like I said, there's very few ways to have bad potatoes.
Nikki
all gratin,
texted
potatoes.
in, said, I agree with Brian. Tots are the best. No doubt about that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Paul texted in cheesy potato soup. We talked about potato leek soup.
Mm-hmm. Bacon.
And Brenda also said, please don't talk about next year already. I need to enjoy not being 50 yet. I love tots. Yeah, again, I've got a big 50th birthday party coming up, and I got a lot of stuff I got to get in line for this thing.
So she's just saying, relax a little bit.
Well, I'm not
she doesn't want to hear.
I'm not excited to jump into the 50s here, but I can't stop it from happening, so I got to plan for the party. Lots to do. Thank you very much for all the correspondence. Hopefully you had a good Tuesday morning. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.